What's up everyone, I'm CallumOnToast, and in today's video I'm going to be showcasing some insane battles submitted to the channel by fellow content creator Jamie Finn, who's running, as you might expect, a triple shadow team that costs around 2 million Stardust to build with Staravia, Sableye, and Nidorina. Now if somehow you've never heard of Jamie Finn and you enjoy these battles, I'd highly recommend checking out his channel. I promise you will not be disappointed. But anyways, with that being said, let's just get straight into the question of the day. Not including me, who is your favorite GBL content creator and what is the one thing you enjoy most about their content? Let me know in the comment section down below, and with that being said, let's get into the battles now. Alright, so go into the first battle, leading Shadow Staravia into a Clodser. So of course, if they're on Stone Age, then we will need to respect the damage there, but we should be able to live a Sludge Bomb and certainly an Earthquake very comfortably. We're going to shield, and the opponent is on Stone Age, so good shield usage there. We're now going to overfarm, farming up to nearly 100 energy, firing off the Brave Bird, and Brave Bird is not respected. It gets the one shot there up against the bulky Clodsire, and we swap immediately after debuffing our defense into our Shadow Sableye. The opponent fires off a discharge before swapping into a Azumarill. And that's okay, we've got Power Gem for coverage, and Power Gem did get buffed a few seasons ago. It does some respectable damage there, and if we make it to a second Power Gem, honestly, we might grab a shield. So we go for Power Gem number 2, grab the shield from the opponent. They commit to a huge bubble farm down, but Staravia did leave with a lot of energy, and we are just one quick attack away from the fly. We're able to get there in time as the opponent does not throw that energy straight away, and at this point we can just let Staravia go down. Of course, we've got Nidorina in the back. Nidorina going to be very strong up against Azumarill. The opponent just goes straight for an Ice Beam, but unlike Nidoqueen, we are not part ground, so that does not hit for super effective damage. They come in with the Emolga. We can go straight for the Poison Fang here. Poison Fang is, of course, going to connect as they have no shields remaining. And at this point, Nidorina should be able to outpace the Azumarill in the back, so we're just going to shield the discharge, go straight for a Poison Fang here. We've already debuffed their defense. Poison Fang gets the KO there, and actually, we don't even need to throw. I think we could just commit to a full Poison Sting farm down. However, we play it safe. We fire off the Poison Fang. Poison Fang gets the KO, and we're able to take that game. Into next battle, a bit of an awkward matchup for us because, of course, Wing Attack did get nerfed a few seasons ago. We're stuck running Quick Attack, which has the same energy generation as the pre-nerfed Wing Attack. However, up against a Ghost-type Pokemon, it's double resisted. So if we were running Wing Attack there, we could hit for super effective, but instead we're hitting for double resisted damage there, which means, unfortunately, not a great matchup. We do eventually swap into our Sableye, and once again, baiting out Azumarill. We go for Power Gem number 2, and at this point, honestly, we can probably live an Ice Beam if they bait it, and they do just go straight for Ice Beam, and the opponent is forced to throw their energy here. So at this point, of course, they've used all their energy going for back-to-back Ice Beams. We can come in with either Pokemon, but we're going to come back in with the Nidorina, and the opponent goes straight for a charge move here, which is very interesting. If we came in with Staravia, of course, a Rage Fist would have been double resisted, but now we have to kind of shield at this point because they are going to be double boosted. They're now triple boosted. We're going to stay in with Nidorina, go straight for a Thunderbolt here. Thunderbolt probably going to be shielded by the opponent. It is unfortunately shielded, but we swap. We catch the next charge move onto Staravia. The opponent goes for another Rage Fist. That is double resisted, but they are triple boosted at this point, and unfortunately these counters are absolutely chunking right now. We go for a Thunderbolt. Thunderbolt will finally get the KO there, but unfortunately 3 Poison Stings takes out the Nidorina from that Shadow Drapion, and we do end up losing that game. But into the next battle, another awkward matchup for us, just because, once again, Quick Attack hitting for double resisted damage, and they do have Power Gem for coverage, so I'm going to shield that up there, fire off a Brave Bird, once again farming up a ton of energy before throwing the charge move. Brave Bird is going to be shielded by the opponent, but we can fire off a second Brave Bird straight away. Brave Bird number 2 does huge damage there. We swap, we try to snipe with the Sableye, unfortunately not quite able to do so. The opponent fires off the Nightshade there before swapping into a Diggersby now. Honestly, kind of good to bait it out right now because Nidorina is absolutely hopeless up against Diggersby. Everything it can throw would be resisted. So at this point, we are going to land a foul play, let the Scorching Sands take us out there, then come in with our Staravia, and Staravia should be able to tank a Fire Punch, or at least I feel like it should be able to do so here. So we're going to no shield. Fire Punch actually does get the KO there. And yeah, unfortunately, Nidorina can do literally nothing up against Diggersby, so we had to concede the match. But into the next battle, we see a Shadow Steelix in the lead here. We're going to no shield, or sorry, we swapped into our Sableye already, so I don't know. I can't remember. Did they lead with something else? I honestly can't remember. But either way, we're going to go for a foul play there. Foul play does connect, which is huge for us because Steelix kind of completely walls the rest of our team. So not really great for us, but luckily for us, we have put them into range where hopefully Staravia can come in and go for a full Quick Attack farm down. So we're going to wait out the switch clock here, come in with Staravia. Unfortunately, of course, Poison Sting would be triple resisted, but we still don't get that farm down with Staravia. We have to tank a Psychic Fangs. We're now going to stay in, and they come in with another Annihilate. So not ideal for us in the slightest. We go for Fly, we grab the final shield, but the opponent swaps into Superior, and now this should be game over. All we have to do is land a single Poison Fang, commit to a huge Poison Sting farm down, and we can probably go for a Poison Fang and then a Thunderbolt to take out the Annihilate. We actually don't need to shield the first charge move as they just go straight for an Aerial Ace. We might as well shield the next one though, as it would get us very low. Go for that Poison Sting farm down, and actually never mind, this is Jamie Finn we're talking about. He does not bait on his channel. He doesn't bait on my channel either, as he goes for a Thunderbolt, and he reaches a second Thunderbolt there. Thunderbolt would have been enough damage to get the KO, so the opponent just concedes the match. Into next battle, we're going to see a... I've completely forgotten what this thing is called. A Malamar in the lead, and we go straight for the Fly, winning CMP. So at this point, we've grabbed the shield advantage. Unfortunately, that doesn't quite take us out there, so they do get slightly more energy, but it doesn't really matter. They were still going to outpace us by one turn anyways to this next charge move. So we're going to shield up the Foul Play there. We can now overfarm, fire off a Foul Play of our own, and Foul Play from this range will be enough damage to get the KO. The opponent does not want to double shield. They come in with a Dugong, and this is absolutely fine with us. We're going to fire off the Power Gem. Power Gem is going to be no shielded by the opponent. It does huge damage, and we swap. We catch what's presumably going to be an Icy Wind onto our Shadow Nidorina. Icy Wind going to debuff our attack there, but we still have Thunderbolt, and despite being debuffed, this will probably put them into farm down range, or at least hopefully it will do. Thunderbolt does huge damage. Actually, it doesn't quite put them into farm down range, but we can make it to another Poison Fang. Poison Fang is going to grab the final shield there, and the opponent might be in range where a single Shadow Claw gets the KO. So we shield here. They have back-to-back charge moves, but it doesn't matter as the Shadow Claw damage does get the KO, and the opponent realizing there's nothing they can do anymore, so they just concede the match. So going into next battle, great lead for us as we see a Kanto Marowak. The opponent safe swaps into Wigglytuff, so we can hard punish them with the Nidorina. We don't have to shield this. It's just going to be a Swift. Swift doesn't do too much damage there, and we are very spammy. So the opponent might actually consider shielding this, thinking they can flip it, but that's just not going to be the case. We're already at Poison Fang number 2. We're actually going to undercharge this. I like this play there because that will allow us now to just barely reach a Poison Fang up against this Marowak, and whilst it's not going to do much damage, it does debuff the defense. It's pretty much going to mean they have to swap out straight away, and they come in with a Shadow Bastiodon. So this is going to be the toxic team that Yonkers showcased fairly recently on his channel, and unfortunately for us, when Yonkers showcases a toxic team, it's like everyone decides, yep, I'm going to run that team. It must be really good, and yeah, it kind of leads to a lot of very annoying battles like this one. But either way, we've got the alignment we want. We can go for Foul Play again, going for the undercharge there. Really nice play, meaning we're just one away from the Foul Play. We're going to go for it straight away up against this Marowak, and the switch clock is now up. We can go straight for a Fly here. We don't even have to commit to the Brave Bird because Fly is enough damage to get the one shot there, and we're able to take that game. Into next battle, we see Bastiodon in the lead this time around, which is not really great for us because we only have one response in Sableye, which is fairly neutral. And then we've got Nidorina, which if we were running Dig, then sure, that would be a great matchup for us, but we're not because Dig, unfortunately, like a lot of other moves, did get nerfed a few seasons ago. We're going to go for back-to-back Power Gems, doing huge damage here. Unfortunately, not able to flip Switch Advantage, and it doesn't look like we'll be able to Shadow Claw farm them down either before they Dragon Breath farm us down. So I guess we just take that Shield Advantage, come in with Staravia, and hope that Nidorina can somehow pull off an absolute clutch win here, but I just can't see us winning this game. So either way, the opponent fires off the Stone Edge there. We are going to shield that up. Of course, we do have 2 shields. Now we've got 1. We're going to go for a Thunderbolt here, and Thunderbolt just doesn't hit that hard. I mean, to be honest, it does slightly more damage than I was expecting, but either way, these Poison Stings, they are triple resisted. There is no way for us to farm down this Bastiodon. We have to land 2 more Thunderbolts at the very least, maybe even more than that. But we go for Thunderbolt number 2. Thunderbolt does connect, and actually, yeah, okay, we don't need any more. Oh, sorry, we're only going to need 2 more. We then swap, make a very nice catch there, catching the Stone Edge onto Staravia, and the opponent comes in with a Drifloon, but they've only seen Thunderbolt so far, so we bait with the Poison Fang, and we actually grab that shield there. Now Thunderbolt should be enough damage to get the KO, and can we reach another Thunderbolt? No, we're barely not able to do so, and unfortunately, we do lose that game, but we made it very close considering, honestly, that was not a great team for us to go up against. But into the next battle, we're going to see a Dugong in the lead. We're going to safe swap into Nidorina this time around, usually using Sableye as a safe swap. Nidorina can be walled by like a lot of poison type Pokemon, or other ground type Pokemon. So we are going to here see the opponent's going to stay in with their Dugong, which is fine with us. We've already gone for Thunderbolt. Thunderbolt did connect. We now go for a Poison Fang here, and we're going to go for another Poison Fang. So Poison Fang is going to be shielded by the opponent, and actually now I'm just realizing we didn't see Dugong in the lead. They say swapped into this Pokemon, so this was not a Nidorina say swap, it was a response to their swap. But either way, the opponent did not have any answer to Sableye, and so they just concede the match there. So interesting game. Into the next battle, we're going to see a Swampert in the lead, so we are going to shield this up here as the opponent is going to fire for Hydro Cannon. Honestly, I don't even know if we can live a Hydro Cannon here. I was going to say maybe you don't shield the first one because you might commit to a Brave Bird, but of course from this range, Fly's probably going to get the KO as well. So yeah, I guess we're just going to double shield here as they go for a second Hydro Cannon. We're now going to overfarm throwing just before they reach Hydro Cannon number 3, and of course we expect to grab the final shield from the opponent, and now we swap into our Shadow Sableye. Now the opponent firms up a ton of energy. The opponent is just going to go for a Hydro Cannon there and then swap into a Tropius. So interesting play. They could have fired off back-to-back Hydro Cannons, but instead they swap into Tropius. We're able to land a Power Gem, and we just barely miss out on throwing a foul play there, which is very unfortunate. But we can come in with either Pokemon. I think we come in with the Nidorina here because we can go for a Poison Sting farm down and come out with a Charge Reef loaded as well. So the opponent goes for a Leaf Blade there for some reason. Obviously Aerial Ace is going to be the better move, or potentially Brutal Swing, but actually I guess Brutal Swing would do less damage than a Stab Leaf Blade, despite the fact that it is resisted. But either way, they come in with a Medicham, so very interesting here. We can come in with a Staravia, go straight for the Fly, throwing on the CMP tie. Fly gets the KO there. The opponent forced to throw their energy straight away into Staravia, but of course they are now in range where we can come in with the Nidorina. 2 Poison Stings, gets the farm down. We come out with the Poison Fang loaded. We throw it straight away. We go for a full undercharge there. Poison Fang still gets the KO there, and we're able to take that game. Into next battle, we see a Dugong in the lead this time around. So this time we do say swap into the Shadow Sableye. I think I was just getting those two battles mixed up. But we come in with the Sableye, and the opponent's going to debuff us before swapping into a Kanto Marowak. So we can go straight for Foul Play. Foul Play does just under half of their HP, and we are able to reach another Foul Play. So this would threaten to possibly KO here. So we do end up grabbing a shield from the opponent. At this point, going to wait out the switch clock, come in with Staravia, and unfortunately, because they did Mudsnap farm us down, they're probably going to reach back-to-back rock sides here, but we're happy to shield both of these and then just commit to a huge quick attack farm down here, because this energy is going to be absolutely lethal unless we see another Bastiodon, in which case of course it's not going to be great. But they come back in with the Dugong. We're going straight for the Brave Bird here. Brave Bird connects, it gets the one shot. They've got Corsola in the back, and this is still going to be slightly awkward for us because Staravia is probably in range where a Power Gem will take us out here, and we're only hitting for resisted damage here with the Poison Stings. And now we're going to go for a Thunderbolt. Thunderbolt, we have debuffed their defense, so Thunderbolt is actually going to grab a shield from the opponent, and that is huge for us. The opponent fires off the charge move, but they go for an undercharge there, which is a very smart play there, looking to come out with a Power Gem loaded, but our switch clock is now up. We can swap back into Staravia, snipe with the Fly with a double debuffed. Fly gets the KO there, and we're able to take that game. Into next battle, we see Dunsparce in the lead, so not great for us, a bit of a core breaker for the entire team, but we're able to swap and catch what's presumably going to be a Rock Slide, which doesn't do as much damage in neutral situations as a Drill Run, so any sort of small thing like that is going to help us to win this battle. We're now going to see a Shadow Jumpluff. We go straight for Power Gem, and we could possibly flip this matchup. However, flipping this matchup doesn't really help us that much, so instead, we put them into farm down range for either Pokemon to come in and go for a full farm down here. So we get that quick attack farm down, and once again, we are full sending the Brave Bird straight away. Brave Bird is unfortunately shielded this time around, but we swap into our Nidorina. We're going to shield this as, of course, we've not caught a move this time. They go straight for Drill Run, but they come in with a Shadow Drifblim. So we are going to go straight for Thunderbolt here. No baiting this time. Thunderbolt is going to connect. It gets the one shot there, and now we can just go straight Poison Fang in this matchup here. The first one not going to do too much damage. However, it's going to permanently debuff their defense. And at this one, I think we just shield this up. We are very close to the next Poison Fang. So Drill Run is going to grab our shield there. One more Poison Sting. We get to Poison Fang number 2. At this point, we probably just stay in, wait for the opponent to throw another charge move here. They can't really overfarm by too much. They do actually overfarm by the perfect amount there, but it's just not going to be enough. We are two quick attacks away from the next Fly. And of course, Fly will be getting the KO, and we're able to take that game. Into next battle, we see a Toxapex in the lead, gonna say swap into our Shadow Sableye, and we're met with a Shadow Gliscor. So the opponent fires off the Night Slash there. Night Slash does not get the boost, but it probably puts them into farm down range, so that is not really great for us. We can reach back-to-back foul plays, but if the opponent wants to, they can double shield and then just fully sand attack farm us down. So foul play number 2, gonna grab the final shield here, but we can come in with Shadow Staravia. We can afford to no shield one charge move. However, Night Slash does just under 50% of our HP. We're gonna have to shield the next one, and they will probably reach a third Night Slash before we can get that quick attack farm down, which definitely is not ideal, but again, gonna come out with so much loaded energy, so not the worst thing ever. We come out with a Brave Bird loaded, so let's see what the opponent wants to do. The opponent's going to come in with a Shadow Quagsire before eventually swapping into their Toxapex. We're going straight for the Brave Bird here. Brave Bird does huge damage. We are going to bank a fly and then come in with our Nidorina. And at this point, this should be game over here. The opponent will be firing off a charge move. They go for Sludge Wave for some reason. I guess that does do slightly more damage than a Brine, but it means we can actually overfarm even more now. Go for a Thunderbolt here, which is an interesting play. Thunderbolt gets the KO, but we still got a Poison Fang loaded. Poison Fang, not going to do much damage. It is resisted, but debuff in their defense is all we need, because now we can just go straight for a fly with our Shadow Staravia when we come back in, and with that debuff to their defense, fly will easily be enough damage when it does connect to take out the Quagsire, and we're able to take that game. Into next battle, we see Wigglytuff in the lead. So we've got one really good response and then one really bad response in the back. So we have to stay in here. We're only going to reach one charge move, but we go for the fly. And going for fly actually means the opponent throws their energy, which is very interesting. They didn't need to. They could have actually just committed to a full charm farm down, but they're going to swap out into a Mandibuzz. Now, the unfortunate thing here is because they're running Wigglytuff in the lead, they've probably got an answer to Steel types and Poison types in the back. So we're going to swap into our Shadow Sableye, but I just don't think that is great because they've clearly got an answer to Nidorina in the back, and unfortunately now they've baited out our only sort of neutral Pokemon to that answer there. Nidorina just won't be able to do much to their Pokemon in the back, but I think we basically just lost this game as soon as we saw Wigglytuff in the lead. But either way, we go for Power Gem. Power Gem is going to connect. It gets the KO there. They can come back in with the Wigglytuff. We come in with Nidorina, and there it is. They've got Gastrodon. There's nothing we can do, so we're just going to concede the match. Into next battle, we see a Shadow Drapion in the lead. We're going to shoot the first charge move as the opponent is going to go straight for a Crunch there. Crunch is not going to get the debuff. We're now going to fire off a Fly. Fly probably will be enough damage to get the KO here. If it does connect, we're now going to swap into our Shadow Sableye, and we can afford to no-shield one of these charge moves. The opponent goes for Crunch once again there, and they do get the defense drop this time around. So we're going to shield this up. We don't throw it on CMP there. Instead, the opponent fires off the Aqua Tail. We're now going to overfarm, farming up to very close to back-to-back foul plays. First one is going to be no-shielded by the opponent. It gets the KO, and we're still able to reach a Power Gem into the Dugong coming in. Power Gem is going to be shielded by the Dugong. All shields are down on both ends right now, and we're going to come in with the Nidorina here. Of course, Nidorina is tanky enough to tank a Drill Run here and not really put us into farm down range either, so we're going to no shield. Of course, we have no shields remaining anyways. The opponent swaps into Drifblim. We're going straight for Thunderbolt. We actually undercharge this, which doesn't really make any difference at all, I guess, because, I mean, we weren't going to put him into quick attack farm down range, but either way, we fire off the Fly on the CMP tie, winning CMP, and we are just barely able to reach a Brave Bird up against the Dugong coming back in, and of course, Brave Bird gets the one shot there, and we're able to take that game. Into next battle, we see Clodsire in the lead. So again, if they're on Stone Edge, we're definitely going to have to shield this. The opponent is going to go for a Sludge Bomb, so we would actually live the next charge move. However, we're not going to take any risks. We're going to go straight for the Brave Bird here. Brave Bird is actually not enough damage to get the KO, so we swap. We make a catch onto our Sableye, and the opponent's actually running Sludge Bomb and Stone Edge, which is very unusual, and very good that we made that catch there, because obviously Stone Edge, I mean, we did actually just go for Brave Bird, so Sludge Bomb would have taken us out anyways, but either way, nice that we know that. And now we're going to see Araquanid coming in. We're going to no shield. They go for a Water Pulse. Water Pulse is going to deal enough damage to get the KO there, and we come in with our Nidorina, and we're met with a Feraligatr in the back. So we go straight for Poison Fang. Poison Fang is going to be shielded by the opponent. Because the opponent had to swap out there, whereas we just came straight in, we are actually just slightly ahead on energy, meaning we can go straight for Poison Fang Fang number 2. It's not a CMP tie or anything like that. Poison Fang grabs the shield, and we can swap, and again, snipe with Shadow Staravia, go straight for Fly. Fly gets the KO there, and of course, up against Araquanid, this is going to be game over. We can reach another Fly here. We're going to undercharge this just because we can, and Fly gets the KO there, and we're able to take that game. Now going into possibly the final battle of this video, we lead into a jump off. The opponent save swaps into Feraligatr, and because they swapped out, we should have actually thrown a charge move first there. We actually miss out on being ahead on energy now because of that, because of course they were one turn behind. But either way, we're now going to fire off the Fly there. We're going to swap into our Nidorina. Nidorina still has a good matchup up against the Jumpluff, so it doesn't really matter too much here that we go for a Poison Fang and we're fairly low. They won't be able to Fairy Wind farm us down, or at least if they did try for it, they would tank a Poison Fang and possibly even 2 Poison Fangs. So instead they come in with their final Pokemon, which is Annihilate. So at this point, it's looking pretty good for us. We can come in with the Sableye here, and unless they're running Shadow Ball, we don't need to shield anything here. It's probably just going to be a Rage Fist, so we will be no shielding the first charge move, as the opponent is actually going to go for a close combat there, which does more damage than the Rage Fist. However, it's not enough damage to get the KO. We can go for a Power Gem, come in with Staravia here, and the opponent probably realizing there's nothing they can do anymore, so they've just stopped attacking, and we're going to commit to a full quick attack farm down there, then realizing actually that's double resisted, let's just go for a Fly. Fly will be getting the KO there, and we're able to take that game. So that's going to be it for today's video. If you did enjoy it, please make sure you leave a like, leave a comment letting me know, and as well, don't forget to respond to the question of the day if you haven't done so already. And if you want to see more content like this in the future, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on post notifications. That way you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video. And if you want to take your support even further, you can now become a channel member with perks including early access to new videos, shoutouts at the end of each video, custom loyalty badges, and custom emojis to use in the comments. I want to say a massive thank you to everyone that has already become a channel member. Your support is greatly appreciated, and with that being said, thank you all so much for watching today's video, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.